Well, we are live. I can't do a countdown today, but this is going to be a little different. I thought what I'd do today for the online weather school, it is a tour of the weather operation where I work at ABC 3340 in Birmingham. All right? So we're going to give you the executive tour. You're going to see parts of this building maybe I haven't even seen before. We'll talk about what we do, how we forecast the weather, and how we put it on television. That's a big part of what we do here. So what we're going to do is flip the camera around. And this is ABC 3340, and we are located in Birmingham. Actually, the station is in Hoover in River Chase, which is about 10 miles south of downtown Birmingham. And under normal circumstances, this is where I come to work every day. But we are obviously not in normal times, so I've been doing the weather on television from my home studio lately. But under normal circumstances, we are here. So what we're going to do is just come into the main entrance, and I'm going to walk you around. We'll show you where I work and how we put the weather together and how we put it on television. So we are delighted that you're joining us from wherever you happen to be across the great fruited plain of the United States. And by the way, it's a lovely day today. Look at the cobalt blue sky. We actually had some spots at 33 degrees in Alabama this morning with frost on the ground. And before you know it, the long, hot summer is going to be here. And trust me, the sky will not look like that. It's going to be hot and muggy and sticky. And so I really like the cool snap we have here. So here we go. Let's see if my card still works. I have not been coming in here in a while. So let's see if the card works. Ooh, it beeped and it does. So when you come into the building, you can go this way, and this is the way down to the news department. And I do not work in the news department because I'm not a journalist. I am a meteorologist. And we'll go down here in just a minute. I'll show you the newsroom in a minute, but today we're going to start by going down this way. This is the side of the building where we have the news studio where I'm on television. So here we go. And again, this is live, so hopefully the internet connection will hold up. Stoney, how are you, sir?
How are you, sir?
Nothing like a camera in your face after you get off the air.
Good morning. Happy
You've been on
Thursday.
TV all morning, and now you're on Facebook Live.
Exactly. James Spann.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't get any better than this.
Good to see you.
Okay. Stoney just finished a newscast, so and I work over here. Most people work on the other side of the building, but I'm a little different. Weather people are different. And let me just start with our secret, okay? A lot of people think we have some big glamorous office. No, we actually don't. In fact, the truth is, let me rephrase that. I work in a closet. And you come down this hall and you're thinking, what's down here? This is where we have equipment storage and we have the shop down here, and nobody comes down here. But this is actually where we do most of our work, okay? So, and if you watch this on Instagram or some of these other live platforms, you've seen this, but a lot of the boys and girls have not seen it. So basically, the meteorologists work in one of these two rooms. This is the big room, and I do not work in here. It says Storm Alert Center. They put that up there, but this is where all of the meteorologists work except for me. I work in this lovely closet right here. And I love my closet for a lot of different reasons. By the way, one of the things I started doing for some reason years ago, I started the stickers on my door. These are the visitor passes you get when you go into a school office. And if you're from Alabama, you probably have your school represented somewhere on this door, because I'm in a school every day this time of the year. In fact, this time of the year, I'm typically in two schools. And I just love looking back and going through all the great memories of all the school visits I've been doing over the years. And this is just some of them. Obviously, I couldn't stick them all on here. That's a little different. You know what that is? That is a Boston Red Sox play pass last year. We go to Fenway Park, and actually, that was 2 years ago, July of 2018. But yeah, this is it. This is nothing glamorous. I want you guys to understand, you know, when you do what we do, there's no glamour to this. Most of the time we spend it is working on forecasting the weather. And typically when I'm in this room, we have multiple computers set up on this desk, but we don't have anything like that today because they're all at the house. I'm forecasting the weather from my home. Hey, got some letters today. This is great. Thank you guys for sending these to me. I had a chance to check the mail. Amelia. I've always wanted to be a weather girl. I really do. That's awesome. That is just really cool. I've been seeing all kind of cool pictures. That's a good looking tornado right there. So again, thanks to everybody for writing. I'm going to go through all these letters later today. But that is so cool to get those. That warms my heart. But this is normally what I see back here. I've got my Christmas poinsettia up in May. I never take my Christmas flower down. I've got the Cat in the hat for Read Across America Day in March. And again, it's just the reason this room is also so cool, the acoustics sound good. A lot of the work I do, it's on the radio. And boy, I look good on the radio. But the room is very quiet, and it's perfect for doing all that radio work here. But yeah, it's very junky in here. I've got about 1 million pairs of suspenders. These are my Christmas suspenders right here. So yeah, I'm prepared for any occasion. And but let's get out of the closet and let's go into the cool stuff, okay? Again, most of my work it's done in here. When I'm forecasting the weather, I'm writing the blog posts, I'm doing the weather extreme videos in the afternoon and the evening. I'm in here. We do a show called Weather Brains, a podcast. We do that in here. But let's go into the TV studio, all right? And by the way, we jokingly call this room the Weather Brains Corporate Headquarters because we do the Weather Brains podcast in here. But let's go in the studio. What do you say? And I'm going to give you the executive tour. You're going to see parts of this building that people have never seen before. And I tell you what, before we go in the news studio, let's go into some of the control rooms because this is where the magic happens. Understand it takes a lot of people to get us on television. And these people do a great job, especially during tornado coverage. We can be in that studio for hours and hours. This room is called Master Control. There's always somebody in this room 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm waving desperately, and they're not going to wave back. There we go. But there's somebody here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they control the transmitters for ABC 3340, the dot 1, 2, 3, 4. We also have channel 68 and channel 21 here. And so there's always somebody in this room. But down here during a live broadcast, where they really make it happen down and through here, and they have no idea that I'm coming, so this will be a little surprise. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We're live. Everybody be so Thursday morning weather school for kids. What I'm showing them how this works, how the magic happens, okay? Yeah, this is how the sausage is made. These sausage makers are all in this room. And you know what? I've not had breakfast today, and I'm getting hungry.
Really? Italian sausage is really good.
Yeah, I'd rather have bacon. Bacon is the candy of meats. Bacon is the candy of
I
meats.
met a producer this week that doesn't like bacon.
What? Somebody that didn't like bacon? No, there's no way. So anyway, in this room, this is how they get us on television, and they got a lot of little TVs over here, and what they're doing, they can see basically any camera in the building, any source, all of our live reporters. They've got live shots all over the country routed in here, but during severe weather, they can see all of those people that are out in the field, the storm chasers, and they can talk to us in our ear. They have these little microphones right here, and in this position, there is typically a producer that is a journalist that works with the news department. Ooh, somebody just said, "Hi, Dad." Do you know this person?
Who is it?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. It's my daughter.
You never know who watches. You never know who watches.
I'm working hard.
Wow. Yeah, Dennis over here checking the tweeter or something. I mean, yeah, it's okay. Victor Thompson. Yeah. So this is, you got a lot of blue buttons here. Wow. That's awesome. So
100 ways to do one thing.
Well, 100 ways.
Mess up. 100 ways to mess up.
So during a live broadcast, they press all these magical buttons and they get us on the air. You know what? The beautiful thing about this, I don't have weather because you guys. But this is the position, and Victor and Dennis are directors here. You have to have an IQ of at least 300 to work this board here because I'm not quite qualified to do that. 310. But Dennis and Victor have been around for a long time. But the producer sits here. You've chased him out of here for now. Yeah, right.
We're not on the air.
Right. Again, we're at 10:13 Central Time, and the next newscast, they just finished one at 10. They start another one at 11, so there's more downtime back here. And on this row, electronic graphics.
That's why he's here.
Right. And Jeremy's an engineer, and when things go wrong, they come back here and fix it.
I just sync the mouse and keyboard up to the KVM. So
I don't understand.
I sync the keyboard up to the KVM.
Restarting a computer.
Yeah.
In order to
And all those electronic graphics that you see on television during a newscast, this is done on in Houston. This is called the trench. In Mission Control, the front row is the trench. You guys are in the trench. This back here, this is typically where the ECOM guys are, the communicators. But Teresa does electronic graphics.
Next time we're on the air, can you call us Capcom?
Yeah, Capcom, man, that's awesome. James Capcom. And back here, this is where this is important, Angie. I mean, you can't do television without sound.
That's right.
You cannot do television without microphones and audio. So this is where the audio is all switched back here. And once again, you have to have an IQ of at least 500 to work back here.
More like 5.
Yeah. But Angie and I worked a long time together. We've been together, Angie, since the late 70s. How embarrassing. We were 5 years old when we started working together. Only 5. But no, this is the audio board that gets all the microphones turned on. And so, but this is her view, and she can see all the rows down in front. And the nice thing about it, you're behind the glass. When they start, pitching a hissy fit, you don't have to listen. Yeah, just shut your door and you're good. Yeah. Awesome. So again, this is, studio control. And this is where they get us on the air. Yeah, I haven't. Probably the 70s.
Okay.
All right. So again, this is an amazing place, and I really appreciate what they do, especially during tornado warning coverage. Understand, if I'm on television in here, there's no script. They don't know what I'm going to do next, and they are so good. But whoever is the director back there, Dennis and Victor, they have to be your soulmate because they pretty much need to know what you want before you ask for it. And they are so good. I am so blessed to work with these folks here. So this is Studio A. This is where we do the night newscasts. And we are. Yeah, I'm so muffled I have to take it off when I'm doing the TV stuff. So yeah, this is Studio A. And this is where we do the news and the weather and the sports. So this is where I stand, and I think you know this. If you watched any of our that a great job. So this is where I stand, and when I turn around and look at the green wall, guess what I see? The green wall. Now, ironically, Dennis and Vic back there, they turned this into weather maps. So the next question is, well, if you see a green wall, how in the world do you know what you're pointing to? Well, if you look carefully, we have two sets over here. And when I'm on television, I basically see myself in these. So it's like looking in a mirror. And there's one over here. And so we can see ourselves in these monitors. And these are turned off. We have not had a weather person in the station for a regular shift in a while because we're all working from home right now, just like you're kind of doing school from home. But we have studio cameras. We have 4 of them in here. And operators, by the way, the cameras are robotic. When I was doing this years ago, we used to have camera operators that would stand behind the camera. See how it's moving on its own. There's nobody there. It's like magic. Wow. Uh-huh. These things have a mind of their own. And now it's almost pointing over here toward me. So this is what it looks like when you're looking in the camera and read script. This is called a teleprompter. When they look in there, they see what they're reading. All right? And there's somebody over there that's running the teleprompter, and this is what they see. So the news anchors are looking at this. It's called a teleprompter. But I'm not looking at the prompter because guess what? When you do the weather on television, it is not scripted. You know, like my tennis shoes down there, you can see it through the mirror. This is what I see. I see myself. When I'm on the air, I just see myself. And again, it's got the maps behind me. So it's like looking in a mirror so we can see what's back there. One thing I've learned about being a meteorologist, a weather person, we're typically not good at reading these things. This is what journalists do. Journalists are the news people. Meteorologists, we're the weather people. But all the cameras are robotic, and the prompter and the cameras are all controlled by one brave soul. One brave soul. During these times, we typically have two people over here, but you guys are doing it all, aren't you?
Yep. Producers back there are making the camera a little easier for me so I can do both.
Oh, okay, but that's hard. You're having to run the teleprompter and the cameras all together back here. So,
It can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes, this is tough. I mean, and I'm keeping my 6-foot distancing here. That's my rule. 6 feet. Got the chroma key. This is good. Oh yeah. So this is like awesome. Yeah, punch me up in that monitor here. So there we go. So here you go. Perfect. So this is what it looks like. Now let me step back over here in the lights, and you can see me. And it looks like I have Bryant-Denny Stadium behind me back here. This is one of our cameras that's on top of DCH Regional Medical Center in Tuscaloosa. But the truth is, I'm not standing in front of DCH Regional Medical Center. I'm standing where? Yeah, in front of this green wall right here. This is called chroma key. So that's exactly what it looks like. And again, I'm stepping out of the light, but I go back into the lights. And by the way, they're not as hot as they used to be. For a long, long time, these lights were so hot. But the new lights are, what are these things, Jeremy? LEDs? Yeah. LEDs, yes. They're nice and cool. I love cool. Cool is good. But that's the reason I started taking my jacket off and rolling up my sleeves a long time ago. It just was so hot in here, but now it's not that bad. Now I just use the jacket and the sleeve thing to indicate the severity of the severe weather situation. So anyway, this is where I stand for hours and hours. One day, I'll never forget, our manager, Mr. Land, came in and put these really nice cushions down here. And at first I thought, what is this guy doing? But you know, those cushions really make it comfortable, because we might be standing here. I could be standing here for 10, 12, 15 hours, and that is a long time. So having those cushions back there, that is a really, really nice thing. But again, look over here, and you see me. I'm waving at you. But that's what it looks like on the side monitor there. And that's what it looks like in the front monitor. So that's how we get it on the air. And again, I don't read that script up there. When I'm doing tornado coverage, the camera this flips over to what you see on the bottom monitor. Both have the same thing. So this is our weather center here in the studio. Truth is, almost all in a different place. I'll show you later where the computers are. But this is our system that generates all of the electronic graphics that you see on television. Like that right there, that 10-day forecast was made over here. And I don't want to do anything with it now because Taylor Serralo, who's working the morning shift, she has control of this, and she will probably wonder, who's controlling my computer? But you can see the morning show, and all these squares are different weather graphics that we show on television. Current temperature maps, forecast maps, radar. The thing, it's done here. In fact, let me do one thing here. If she doesn't kill me, and I don't think she will. She's a very nice person. This is what it looks like when we control the radar. And boy, it's a really sophisticated program. Of course, today there's nothing to show you. I wish I had some stuff to demonstrate here, but the radar is very quiet. But you can see how we've got all these control panels, and it's a very sophisticated radar system, really sophisticated. So it's a great system. But I'm going to put this back on show prep for Taylor so she doesn't panic. And how we control our cameras. This is the Skycam network, and again, all of our cameras are looped through this system, and we have them all over the state, and we can show cameras from one end of the state to the other, and we can move them around if we want to. Like all we have to do is play with these little buttons right here. Notice how the camera is moving. So it's a marvelous system. We learned a long time ago that people react a little better if you can show them bad weather like hail or winds or a tornado instead of the radar. The radar is great, but when they actually see it with a camera, they tend to react a little better. So That's what our Skycam network looks like, and this is the view we have back here in the weather office. And of course, we can stand back here during severe weather coverage. There's always someone that is back here with us, with me, and typically it's Taylor Serralo, who is just a brilliant young meteorologist. And by the way, for you girls that want to be in science, she's a great role model. Understand, you girls can be a scientist. Some of you girls will work in science one day, and that's really exciting. And Taylor is just great. She finished at the University of Georgia in the atmospheric science program there, and she's been one of the best additions we've had here in a long time. But again, most of the computers are hidden away back in a big place called Tech Core. But this is the view we have, and this is what Taylor sees. She can watch me on the green wall from here. And again, we've got pretty quick access to the news folks. They're typically at this desk right over here, and we can talk. So this is the studio. This is where we get on the air, which is kind of cool. So now let's go to the other side of the building. And again, let me say this too. I don't stay in here a lot. Yeah, you see me on TV in this room when the newscast is on in the evening at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. But most of my time is spent back in that closet back there looking at weather maps and computer model data and forecasting the weather. And I will come in here right before the newscast begins. But most of my day is spent back in the room back there on a normal day when I'm here. So this is the studio. And now let's go over to the newsroom side. And I warned them that I'm coming. Because you never know what you find in that newsroom over there. Yeah, and again, I want to stress one thing for you boys and girls that are watching. I do weather. My background is science, meteorology, the science of weather. If you want to do news, that's a whole different thing. That's called journalism. And everybody in the news department, they finished in journalism. And the truth is, we really don't know what they do, and they don't know what we do. We just respect each other, and we work together, and that's the way that it should be. So this is the long corridor going from Studio A back over to the other studios in the news department and the other side of our building. And by the way, if we ever have a tornado here at the TV station, guess what we have to do? We have to evacuate the studio down here, and we come to this side of the building, and we go down the first floor in a stairwell. That's our safe place. Just like everybody else, we have to be safe, and we have plans to broadcast from the stairwell if we have to. And thankfully, that's not happened in the 24 years we've been here, but you never know, it might one day, and we have plans, and that's why everybody needs a plan. So this is the lobby, and it's really a strange time because there's nobody here. Miss Lisa, there's nobody here. It's like a ghost town because everybody's working from home. So you're kind of lonely, I guess. I mean,
Oh, I stay busy.
okay, well, I know you're busy, but I'm saying that the guests, you know, the 9 o'clock Good Morning Alabama, or Talk of Alabama is now a newscast. So a lot of things have changed, but we'll get back to normal one day. But anyway, thank you for your service. Thanks for being here. But yeah, this is the lobby of the TV station. And over here, there's a large area. This is where salespeople work. In fact, there's a studio. I'll take you over here. Why not? Let's just explore. I love to explore.
Good morning.
Good morning. And again, most of our salespeople are working from home, kind of like you. And so you're not going to see a whole lot of people here today, but I'll show you one of our other studios down here in the back. There are studios everywhere. Oh, yes, yes. So I forgot we have news people on the sales side now.
We're social distancing over here.
So boys and girls, here's one of my little fun trivia facts with Sarah here. I taught her in Sunday school when she was in first grade.
We go way back.
Way back.
Way back.
We know way too much about each other.
Early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, you don't want to know how far back that was. And then we got Wendell over here.
That seems like I heard James Spann.
Yeah, see, this is our weather school for kids on Thursday. So they're getting a station tour today.
Happy Thursday.
So, and I totally forgot you guys are working over here.
We are.
You've just like taken over the sales department.
Social distancing at its best.
Right.
Look at the partition.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
And look, we got the hand sanitizer and the Clorox wipes.
Okay. Everything you need is right here. I mean.
We're set, man.
So now, so for you people that work the morning shift, you get down here at what time?
We get here at 3:15.
Oh.
I get up at 1:45.
Oh. Wait. When do you go to bed?
I go to bed around. Last night it was 8 o'clock. That's a little late.
Wow.
I go to bed around 7.
So 8 o'clock's your bedtime, or 7 o'clock's your
7
bedtime.
o'clock, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have the bedtime of a toddler.
So when do you guys get to go home? I mean, it's like
We go home after the midday show.
so like at noon. So you work basically 3 until noon. That's a weird shift. 3 a.m. until noon.
You look good in person, James. I've not seen you.
I know. It's like
forever.
we've not been seeing each other in a long time.
I know.
And here's our big boss. This is the guy that runs the TV station. This is our weather school for kids, Mr. Land. I got to get you on here real quick. We've got thousands watching from all over the country. This is Mr. Eric Land, manager. And we're talking about how unusual the times are. The news people have invaded your sales office over here.
We've got everybody spread out to protect everyone in the operation, and that seems to be working.
Yeah, it's working great. So, but thanks for your leadership during this time. These are hard times for a lot of people, and you know we're doing the best we can with what we got. So thank you. I appreciate it. You do a great job.
I hope all the kids are enjoying this because the commitment you've made to them is remarkable.
Oh,
and I know they're enjoying it by the number of people who are signing up to watch. So.
Yeah, we're having great fun. I just checked the mail. I got great letters back here. I mean, great letters. But
great.
I'll let you go,
Thank
Mr.
you
Land.
all.
Good to see you.
Good to see you all.
Okay. All right. So who else is back here? I mean, this is like exciting. Pam Huff is down here. Wow. What?
Welcome to my little corner
I'm
of the world.
starstruck here. I mean, wow.
Look at all the things that have happened. I had a birthday last month, and we just decided we'd leave up the decorations because it's kind of lonely over here.
It's so quiet.
I know.
And like, there's nobody here. And
No.
goodness,
I have a TV over there.
that's a big TV.
It's a big
That's
TV.
very nice.
So, you know, when news comes on, things like that, at least we can check in that way. But it's been a whole new experience. I've been in this business a long time and have never experienced or covered anything like this.
Yeah, in our careers, and we started
James
work.
and I go back a long
Yeah, I
way.
was talking to Sarah about teaching her first grade Sunday school, and we were on television back then.
Yes.
No, this is different. But it's okay. You just learn to adapt, and you keep doing what you do, and like you keep going to school, and we keep doing the news, and you just keep going.
You keep going on, and knowing that you know, I think one of the things that drives me, I'll be honest, this has been a little depressing from time to time.
I can understand that. Yeah.
And especially when you're apart from everybody, because
Right.
most of us in this business are people oriented.
Yeah.
To see people and all. We don't get to do that right now. But what keeps us going is that we really do believe we're providing valuable information.
You are.
And
You are.
you know, we have a purpose. They don't just call us essential to say, oh, you keep coming to work. They say you are essential because we're that connector. We're that group of people who can tell everybody else out there, here's what we've learned today, and that's really important.
That's awesome. Well, we need to do a segment on journalism sometime. I tell these kids that's not what I do. I just hang around you people, but we appreciate each other, love each other, and we respect each other, which is what you do.
And I think this is fascinating that you've got all of these students from all over the country.
Oh, they're like, we've got a big crowd here today, so this is like awesome.
Well, for all of you listening, the man who is doing this, James Spann, has a true love for children in his heart.
Yeah, I would teach third grade science if I didn't do
If
this.
he weren't our meteorologist, we're not going to let him go. He would be in a classroom somewhere every day.
Yes.
Teaching students.
Yes.
So you're lucky to have
Well,
him with you.
you're very kind. Well,
All
thank
right.
you all. Y'all have a
Bye.
great day. Okay. So this is one of our studios over here. This is Studio D, and this is where they do a morning show called The Talk of Alabama. It's kind of dark in here. And again, for a while, this show has been suspended. They're doing news programming now at 9 o'clock, but when everything gets back to normal, this will be the Talk of Alabama set. And I've been blessed to be on this show a few times, got a chance to talk about my book called Weathering Life recently on the show, and Nicole was very kind to have me on, and it's always fun to come over here. And you know, the cool thing about this studio, guess what they have? A full kitchen. Yeah. These are not props. These are like really nice appliances here. The refrigerator, microwave, oven, you got your cooktop. I mean, this is like awesome. And they've got a camera up here so they can kind of put it down on the cooktop for the cooking segments they do back here. But occasionally when I get to be on this show, the smell coming from this studio is awesome. They have some of the best chefs in the world come back here and cook sometimes. But they've got cameras like we do back in Studio A. And over here, they're not robotic, which means they do have camera operators that stand behind them, which is kind of cool. I kind of miss having the camera operators. We don't have those at night. So anyway, this is Studio D. But let's go to the newsroom real quick. Thank you guys for watching our tour today. This is kind of great. And really, I don't get a chance to come over here that often because I'm so busy in the afternoon. So very frequently, I will miss the opportunity to come visit over here. Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. We're so busy during normal times that when I get in here from school visits, I'm having to put together videos and write blog posts and edit kid cam video, and I go straight into television, so I don't have time to come over and visit my friends, which is not good. But let's go to the news department. This is kind of an interesting place. This is where the journalists work, and again, these are all people that have been trained in journalism. I have not. I've learned a lot by watching them over the years. So, and again, most of our folks are working from home. So there's not going to be a lot of people in here today. So this is the news department. And again, notice there are cameras in here so they can go live over here. Can go live studios A or D. And this is called the assignment desk up here. This is where you've always got folks that are monitoring scanners, and they dispatch crews, and they've got a pretty good seat so they can see over the newsroom here. And the desk unattended for a moment. I could step in here and do some crazy things, but I'm not going to do that. In fact, coming in here makes me nervous because they're always so busy and so focused. Katie Ray, why are you laughing? You're supposed to be busy and focused. You're over here. You're over here laughing at me. You're mocking me. You hurt my feelings. But I have no feelings left to hurt.
I think you could take over the desk.
No, you would not want to be on the stories that I cover. But you put all you're putting the newscast together for.
Well, yeah, so I help Lauren and Chris, and Zach's doing the midday. So
Okay.
Lauren's doing the floor right now.
Okay. But these newscasts just don't come together on their own. It takes a lot of work. People don't understand that. It takes a lot
all day.
of work. I mean, this is not easy. So thank you all for. I never thank you all, but I'm thanking you all. So these creepers are the digital guys. Oh yeah. So what do you guys do back here besides checking the tweeter and the face bag and the
We
gram?
surf the web all day.
Yeah.
Play on Facebook.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I was laughing how you walked up there and said, "This is the assignment desk. There's always somebody here listening."
And there's
to
nobody there.
scanners," and that's when Todd had just stepped away for a minute.
Yeah.
Talking about? I've been here the whole time.
Yeah. See, he was actually under the desk and he was hiding from us because he did.
I've been here the whole time.
Ta-
Even
ta-
Marshawn Lynch.
Todd did not did not want to be on camera. No, you can run, but you can't hide. No, that's it. So, no, the desk is an exciting place back here. Very exciting, and hopefully it's a slow news day. But no, you guys handle the apps, right? The
All of the content for the website, the apps, all the digital properties.
Okay.
All that content comes through here.
and understand, you got the weather app, you got the news app, you got the website, you got the social platforms. It never stops.
No.
People don't understand that.
But the easy thing is just share whatever you do, and then we're coming.
There you go. But so for those that are watching or follow ABC 3340 on Facebook, or you got the app, this is where all this content comes from over here. And you guys just can't take a break. I mean, it's hard on me, but I can't imagine having to keep up all this other stuff that you guys have to keep up over here.
It's a full-time job.
And it's more than a full-time job. It's just like extremely busy. So thank you guys for what y'all do over here. What's kind of cool, we're seeing ourselves on a little delay basis here. There's a little latency here, but that's our that's the video coming from the camera here. And again, everybody's spaced out. Notice during these times we're keeping folks apart from each other. But these are the window seats over here. Ooh, this is Catherine Page, the news anchors talk like news ladies.
Breaking news.
See, I'd never be a news person. I talk like I'm from Butler County, Alabama, which I'm from. Now, how did you get a window seat here? I've never had a window seat.
I have no idea. I just lucked into this, and I'm here during the morning hours. I'm Catherine Page. I'm here during Good Morning Alabama.
We see every morning, yeah. Well, first off, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So for the girls that might be watching this that want to do what you do, news, what's your advice?
Wow. Be ready to think on your feet. Don't take things personally. Have a thick skin.
Yes, thick skin.
Thick skin is very important. especially those early years. You're fresh out of college, you're at your first job. Maybe you're a little bit terrified, like all of us are. In our
I'm
first
still
jobs.
terrified. I've been doing this 100 years, and I'm still scared to death of this. This
I
is
don't
this
believe
is
that
scary.
one bit.
Well,
I
no,
don't believe that one bit.
because all these people are watching, and you don't know what they're going to think or do. It's
Yeah.
different.
And you know, with social media too, gosh, things can just get out of control,
Yeah.
and you can have 500 people.
Whatever your parents teach you about social
Yeah.
media is good. Listen to what they say and be really patient and just slowly get into it. Don't rush into it.
Yeah. Think
it-
about what you're going to. That's another piece of advice I would say for especially the generation who's maybe in college or heading towards college is just you've heard it 500 times, but it really is important. Be careful about what you are putting on social media too, and just think it through because even the most innocuous tweet, something that you think is funny or maybe will give good information, somebody could take it wrong, and also people are coming from different places.
This is how I put it. Don't be a bonehead. I mean, see, I summarize it, but don't be a bonehead. Just don't do anything that's boneheaded, and you'll be okay.
There you go. That's
All right.
perfect.
All right, Catherine, thank you. We got to run here. This thing is running long in the tooth here. We've got these producers back here. This is Mr. Chris. I call him Byron. Now, is that your first name or your middle name? I lose track.
It is my first name.
Your first name is Byron.
It's my dad's name.
Okay, I love Byron. It's a great name. And you're putting newscasts together. This is what they're doing back here. You're doing the 5 o'clock. Lauren's doing the 4 o'clock. All the newscasts have a different producer. So thank you all for what you do. I'm very guilty of not thanking you, but I'm thanking you today. And I apologize for running long or short or whatever I do wrong.
No, we're the one that tells you. You need to fill some extra time, or hey, don't.
I'm here to serve you. But again, this is another set back here in the back. And again, there are cameras everywhere. They can basically do a newscast anywhere in this building back here. This is one of the sets. And all these little rooms back here, this is where they edit video. And again, most of the folks are editing at home now. That's the one nice thing about this. You can do all this work mostly at home if you have to. But typically when things are regular around here, folks are busy and they're editing and trying to get the stuff together for the deadline times because we have a lot of newscasts that run during the day. This back here, this is where the engineers do their thing. Oh yeah. See, you never thought I'd come back here with a camera in your face, did you?
No, we were hoping you would.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But this is the shop. This is where they fix equipment. And the engineers, we love these guys. We'd be lost without them. This is Bill Castle's office, our chief engineer. He's out today. The sports guys, they have an office over here, Jeff Spiegel and his crew. And again, there's not a lot of sports going on these days. I'm not so sure if I would imagine nobody is here in the sports department. And this room down here, the news managers, our bosses. Ooh. There's Mr. Gallion.
Hey, sir, how are you?
I'm good. Appreciate what you do.
Man television there.
And Mr. Houston, our news director, is in here. And yeah, these are just different days. For you in school, it's different, and for us in the TV station, it's different. So let me show you a couple more things, and we'll kind of wrap this up. I know it's gone kind of long today. Goodness, we've gone 45 minutes almost. So let's go outside real quick, and I'll show you what goes on out here. Again, this is the long hallway that connects the newsroom and the studios over there to our side. I call it our side because I work on this side over here. And I'll show you some of the things out in the lot, some of the technology, and then we'll wrap it up for this week. But thank you guys for watching. By the way, next week, guess what we're going to do? We're going to have the final exam for the semester. Hey, my tests are fun. They don't count, and they're fun. Yeah, we're going to do a test to see what you've learned next week. Our final Thursday morning session for this year. All right, so this is right out the back door. This is right outside of, again, my closet would be right over here. We have all these news vehicles out here. And you know, it's funny, with technology today, most of the live reports we do, you don't need these vehicles anymore. Like this one, it's got a satellite dish and a microwave dish up there. Now there's a little box on the cameras called a live view, and that's how you can go live using the cellular networks. That's how we're going live right now. And so you don't have to have these trucks anymore, but they're very helpful. They have switchers inside of them. They have editing stations in here. It's all locked. We can't see what's in there. You can see me. Hey. But we have a series of these trucks, just a whole bunch of them, and if there's a big tornado or a hurricane, we can roll these trucks and position them anywhere we want to. And listen, you know, sometimes the internet goes down. It really does. And so having a satellite dish up there and a microwave dish, you can go live without the internet, and that's really important, especially with those satellite uplinks. So that's pretty cool. And this is a brand new truck. We've got some older ones over here too. I don't think our station cats are out here. We have 2 cats that live with us, one little black one and one big gray one. We've had him for about 10 years. The gray one's an old tomcat. He's an old man, and the little black one is about 10 or 12 years old. Our storm chase vehicles, these are awesome. And again, these are probably all locked, and we've taken the equipment out of them. The equipment is not in here, but on the dash of our storm chase vehicles, an iPad mini sits up there, and that's how we get the video back by live view. And so when you watch our tornado coverage, you see the dash cams. All these vehicles have these iPad minis that are mounted on the dash, and through the live view technology, we get the live stream back, and that's how you can see in the field. And this is where, typically, Brian Peters is in this vehicle. Brian worked for the National Weather Service in Birmingham for a long time, and he retired. We hired him, and he does a great job. Brian has trained over 10,000 storm spotters in his career, and he knows how to find a storm. In fact, during the Easter, I think it was Easter Sunday storms, Brian literally had a tree come down right in front of him. Down, I think he was down around, let's see, where was he? Demopolis? Or no, I'm sorry, he was in Pickens County near Gordo. That's right, US 82. But this, to me, is the best part of the whole job. For the meteorologist, they get to go out in the field and be out in the weather and chase the storms. I love this part. I'll never be able to do that because I'm paid to be in front of that big green wall back in through there. But again, this serves a really important purpose in that we can tell you a story through video. And we have a lot of cameras. We have cameras all over the place, but you can't have a camera everywhere. So by having these dash cams in these vehicles, we can put cameras where we need them to be during severe weather events. And again, the teams out in the field do a really, really good job. Notice the big satellite dishes out here. Again, guess what? The internet can go down. And the most reliable way of getting video back to the station, it's by satellite. And these are not little bitty dishes like you might have at your house if you have Dish Network or DirecTV. These are really, really big. These acquire video from different sources and the networks, and they go back to studio and master control back there in those rooms where we showed you. And by the way, we have a family of raccoons back here too. They're all asleep. Most of them sleep during the day, so they're not out here right now. But the raccoons and the cats typically get along pretty well. Sometimes the gray tomcat fights with them a little bit, but they typically get along pretty well. We've had deer and foxes out here. It's amazing the kind of wildlife. But anyway, this is it, guys, and I wanted to thank you all for coming along on the tour today. So remember, next week, what we're going to do, we're going to do a final exam on everything you've learned this semester in weather school. And again, my exams are fun. They don't count, and they're just fun. And we'll have a lot of great time with that next week. So thank you guys for watching. And what's going to happen with me today, I'll be leaving here in a second. And again, I'm not working at the station these days. We're trying to stay as far apart as we can, so we're working from home. I have a really nice setup at home. My wife has allowed me to have a green wall for years and years, and I've got the lights and a good fiber internet connection, and it's really easy to do. But I do miss my friends. It's great to see them here today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next Thursday for final exam week. We'll see you all then. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye-bye.